We're here because we have another demonstration outside the International Protection Office because the tents are now sprawling out of control down Mount Street, across from Mount Street and down side streets. There's been absolutely no action that we have seen from Roger Gorman's department to find the accommodation that they are entitled to at reception. There was an emergency strategy announced before Easter time where the Minister said that empty offices would be opened up and made available for emergency accommodation, but to date we don't know of any building that has been opened, for that purpose. Even though you don't hear everybody's story, I have heard individual stories about why people have fled from whence they're coming, and also the horrific journey that it took to get here, and all of the obstacles, all of the pushback, all of the fear, all of the racism that they've encountered along the way. And then when they get here, they're absolutely shocked to find that government isn't even providing the tent, and to find that I'm not government, I'm just a volunteer with limited resources, and they can't understand why Ireland, why the Irish government would do this to them in particular, especially when they see that other refugees coming from Ukraine bypass the International Protection Office. They don't even have to come here in the first place to register, that they get automatic accommodation from the airport.
We say that you're right to be frustrated, you're right to be angry, you have been left behind, you have been abandoned.
It's been reported that a majority of the asylum seekers coming into Ireland are coming from the UK, and there is some concern in Ireland around that. So Brexit is playing a role in the current discussion around Irish UK or UK to Irish migration of asylum seekers. Previously, when we were in the EU, we were signatories to what is called the Dublin III regulation. And it wasn't perfect, it's not perfect, but it did allow, it incorporated agreements with the UK to be able to deport people seeking safety to the country where they first claimed asylum. So if someone had claimed asylum in France, the UK would have been able to deport asylum seekers back to France, where their claim would be processed. Now we've exited the EU, we don't have those agreements with EU countries. So it's kind of ironic, really, that the Brexit vote, which was hugely influenced by migration issues, is impacting on what we see today. Well, I think we'll need to wait and see what the Irish legislation or proposed legislation says when it's introduced, and also what that's likely to look like in practice. Even if legislation is passed, emergency legislation is passed, we might then see cases, individual cases from migrants, from people seeking safety in Ireland. We might get individuals who are bringing cases, perhaps as far as the European Court of Human Rights, based on the UK no longer being a safe place due to the series of anti-refugee legislation culminating in the recent Rwanda Act. And a solution would be, rather than states arguing about who takes responsibility, working globally together to create safe and legal routes for people seeking safety.